It is not who you are that's holding you back. It is the illusions of who you think you're not. This is Anders Hansen, and I'm here to help you shatter those illusions and live the life of your dreams.
Let's get started. We have a lot of content to get through. 5 days to a richer you. So welcome to day one. Day one is all about why a rich life is your birthright. And it really is. Throughout these next 5 days, you will be moving through material that fundamentally will help you create a rich life, whatever that means for you. Now, let's really understand it could be a lot of things, but we will focus on the green thing we call money. Most people want freedom. They want financial independence. So that will be our focus throughout this week. Tomorrow, you and I will get into how to set and achieve those quantum leap financial goals that you desire so that you can live in the way you choose to live for the rest of your life. What a beautiful concept. On Wednesday, you will love Wednesday's session. Wednesday is all about how to harness the power of your mind for an abundant life, and you will get into some belief busting. It's gonna be fun. And we've developed a specific tool just for that purpose that we will deliver to you on Wednesday. On Thursday, you will learn why it is easier to win in life and how to succeed at anything you set your mind to. On Friday, you will learn how to lead yourself and other people around you in this new economy toward that rich life that you so desire. And on Saturday and on Sunday, we have 2 days of Q&A. A lot of great stuff to look forward to, a lot of great materials that we're going to be digging into. So you want to make sure you allocate time for this. Make sure you block the hour from 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern here, or 3 to 4 p.m. Central European time. Katinka says, looking forward to these wonderful magic days now already. I do too, that's for sure. And for those of you who are actively engaging, who are sharing away in the chat, who are sharing your observations, your thoughts, your questions, we're going to draw 5 winners of Your Magic Minute, or 4 winners who win the program Your Magic Minute, which is an opportunity to work with me over the course of an entire year, every day, with an audio lesson that you integrate in your life. So share away. You know, the more you share, the more you get back. We will also hear from my good friend and mentor, Bob Proctor. You'll hear from him throughout the week. He has prepared some training materials for us that we're going to share with you. A lot of things to look forward to. But first, I want to take a moment to share with you and for you to really understand why I'm so passionate about this. This is not a job for me. This is a mission in life. I'm absolutely in love with what I'm doing, and there's a reason for it. You see, 15 years ago, I left my native country of Denmark for the US, and I had become a version of myself I absolutely did not like. I was broke, I was sick, I was unhappy, I was everything I didn't want to be. Maybe you can recognize that in your life, experiencing something, or maybe you're up to here in present circumstances and conditions. That was me. And I made a decision to reinvent myself from scratch. And the only thing I could think of was to move to the other side of the planet. And that's what I did. I lost everything in that move. My friends left, my dad passed, my business crashed, nothing left. And I was sitting here in Miami with nothing but two suitcases left and a deck of cards, sort of the last representation of my career in magic. And I felt I had lost everything, but I realized in that move that I actually had gained everything. What I had gained was a clean slate to build from. You see, when you can't lose anything more, when everything is gone in your life, you're forced to look in a direction that most people never look in. That's inward. That's what I did. Somebody gave me a book that sort of started my journey in personal development. I started learning more about my mind. I became fascinated with how results are created and how we can literally take control. I studied quantum physics, personal development, spirituality, trying to understand how we shape and mold the world we live in, because we do. You can take conscious control over it and you can create it from the inside out. And in 1 year, you see, when I moved back then, I only had that deck of cards left. I started performing magic for tips. That's right, in local bars and restaurants, I performed magic for tips. $20 a night was a great night for me. I was living on $1 hamburgers. But I went from that in a year to being on stages on some of the biggest cruise ships in the world. I was producing and performing big illusion shows for thousands of audiences all over the world, 5-star cruise ships, in 1 year. And I thought to myself, how did that happen? That wasn't an accident. That wasn't some God sitting up there and choosing and favoring others in favor of somebody else. I knew that wasn't the case. I knew my result had something to do with my new way of perceiving myself in the world. So I made a decision back then. I was going to stop everything I did in entertainment. And I want to take everything I had learned and commit the rest of my life to teaching all of that material, because it changed my life so fundamentally. So this is not a job for me. This is a passion. I wake up early and I jump out of bed, and I can't wait to share more of this with you. I'm so excited that you're here. You have absolutely no idea where this beautiful material is going to take you. And back then, when I made that decision that I was going to stop in entertainment and take everything I had learned from personal transformation, I also decided I was going to keep magic as a tool to communicate the message. And I also decided I was going to work with the best in the world in personal development. The best in the world. I used all these tools, of course, and a few short months later, I run into no other than Bob Proctor in a busy casino in Las Vegas, in a hotel. No idea. But the moment he stood in front of me, I knew that was a co-creation of the intention I had set. Bob and I have since become great friends, and you will hear from him throughout this week. So this is not just something Anders invented on a Sunday, this material. This is something that has proven itself to millions of people all over the world, and it will work for you too. So speaking of my good friend, Bob Proctor, I am going to share a video with him right now, actually. No worries, Susanna, you're here. That's what matters. All right. Short video with Bob. Enjoy.
And welcome. I'm Bob Proctor, and I'm really pleased to meet you. You know, I have been in the personal growth game for a long, long time. As you just saw on the slide, 60 years. It all started out in 1961. I'm going to be 87 in just a few days, and I'm just getting warmed up. This material is absolutely phenomenal. And you know, it's a real pleasure for me to be associated with Anders Hansen. Let me take you back about 5, maybe 6 years. I'm not quite sure how long it is because I don't think very well in reverse. But I was in the lobby of the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. And this young man came over and talked to me, and I was impressed with him. I was just impressed with his energy and the way he talked. I was busy at the time. I didn't have time to stop and talk to anybody. But I said, if you'd like, I'll meet you for breakfast tomorrow morning. And I said, well, meet right there behind the piano. That's what we did. And that was the beginning of a great friendship. I was absolutely fascinated with this man's ability. I'm going to tell you, he's got something going for him. He knows something about success. He knows something about success that most people have not learned yet. Let me share something with you here for a moment. Look at this. Success is really just 5% strategy. You know, you get all these wise people that are always strategizing. It's 95% mindset. Anders Hansen understands this. That's why I like working with him. I really enjoy working with this guy. I guarantee your life will change just like that. Now, you see, I know because I started out a long time ago. No formal education, no business experience. And I took my pen one day and I said, I'm going to build a company that operates all over the world. My company, the Proctor Gallagher Institute, operates all over the world. This guy is good. I'm not saying that because I like him. I'm not saying that because I want to impress him. I'm saying that because he's earned it. He is damn good at what he does. Don't put this off. If you want to change your life and start living the way you really want to live, remember, it's only 5% strategy, it's 95% mindset. He'll show you how to do it. Get into this. You'll be glad you did. This is Bob Proctor, and thank you.
And you are here, so pat yourself on the back. It would be so easy to pass this off. It would be so easy to say, I don't have time for it. But you make you a priority, and that is great. That already qualifies you as a winner. Now let's take 10 seconds of silence and set an intention. I want you to set an intention for you for this week. All right? We're building a collective energy here that helps all of us. So make sure we set that intention right. Okay? So think about what you want out of this weekend on a personal level? What do you really love out of this week, right? Take a deep breath and set that intention. Great. Wonderful. Let me know in the chat if you have set an intention. Just write yes if you have set an intention. This is important for me. You know, this is not a one-way street. You and I are co-creating an energy here. And the more you engage, the more you share, the more you write in the chat, the more you get back. That's the law of cause and effect. A lot of yeses. So good. You're committed. Beautiful. Love seeing that. So good. You're not here to get motivation. I don't think so. I don't think you're here to become motivated. I think you're here to get a transformation. And that transformation won't happen if you don't go all in and participate. It just won't. It won't happen by itself. It will happen with you and through you as you engage in this. Great. I love to see those commitments. Do you also agree to go all out this week? To maybe do things you haven't done before to get results you haven't gotten before? Let me know in the chat. Gregory says yes. Hey, Gregory, good to see you. Adina says all in for participation. So good. Adina is one of our very committed students, clients in our program. Great. Inga says, yes, I'll reach out for more. It's there. That's true. Everything is already here, not in one state, then in another. Sabina is with us. Great. And the last question for you, can you agree that the more time you and I spend in studying ourselves, our mind, and how results are created, the better results we get? Can you agree that the longer time you and I spend together, the better results you will get? That's great. Martin says, yes, I'm fully committed. So good. You are the best. Fleming is here. Trina is committed. The longer time you spend studying yourself, the better results you absolutely will get. Throughout this week, you will receive an opportunity, of course, to join us on a longer journey as well. But more about that later in the week. So why is it that illusions are so effective when it comes to conveying this information? Because we do things differently here. We absolutely do. We do things in a certain way, very certain way. There's only 3 ways to get an idea to plant in another person's subjective mind. It's through agreement, fascination, or shock. Agreement, fascination, or shock. We don't use shock, of course. We use fascination, hopefully with the illusions, and we make agreement with the concepts taught. That is a winning combination. So let me give you an example of that. You see, you don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you're programmed to see it. In a magic show, the magic doesn't take place on stage. It doesn't take place in my hands. It takes place in the minds of the audience, whose assumptions are being challenged. So let's see here. Here's a multi-dimensional domino brick. On this side, you have 1 dot. On this side, you have 4 dots. On this side, you have 3 dots. And on this side, you have 6. And then you ask yourself, what happened? Your perception was challenged. You saw things that wasn't real. Let's come back to this first side. Here you saw 3 dots in the end. Why did you see 3 dots? Your mind finished a story. Your mind finished a pattern on your behalf. You see, you've seen domino bricks many, many times, and you know there's only 1 or 3 in that pattern. Your mind is not conditioned to see this pattern. That's why you didn't see it. That's amazing, isn't it? When you think about it, you saw 1 or you saw 3. Your mind is not conditioned with this pattern. That's why you didn't see that reality. That's why that did not enter your mind. Same thing on this side here. You either saw 6 dots or you saw 4, depending on where I have my hand. Your mind was not conditioned to this pattern. Your mind finished the story on your behalf. Isn't that amazing? Now, as an illusionist, it's my job to keep challenging your perception. And hopefully I've done that correctly here, because if you look closely, you will see 3 dots on this side and you will see 8 dots on that side. So what do you say? Let me know in the chat. Did that work out? It's very interesting, isn't it? You don't see the world as it is. You don't see an objective reality. You see a subjective reality that is formed based on your assumptions, based on how you're conditioned to perceive things. So another way to explain this is you don't see with your eyes. You see through your eyes. Your eyes are windows. You see with cells of recognition in your brain. You see with cells in your brain, okay, that are conditioned to see things in a certain way. So you don't see what's actually going on. You see a story that is made up of your assumptions. Interesting, isn't it? So how does that relate to a rich life? Because that is what we're here to create. You and I are here to create a rich life. What is a rich life? A rich life is a balanced life, in my opinion. A rich life is a life where you spend your days doing what you absolutely love to do while you earn the amount of money you need to provide the things you want to live in the way you choose to live. Write this down. This is so important. Most people say, well, you know, rich is bad. It's all about money. Oh, that's bad. That's nasty. Those people are the ignorant people in the world that usually struggle with income themselves. Let's put that aside for a moment and let's really focus on what a rich life is. I'm not saying that having millions and billions in the account is important. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is a rich life is a balanced life. It's a life in balance. It's a life in equilibrium. It's a life where you spend your days doing what you love to do. That is so important. You spend the days doing what you love. You earn the amount of money you need to provide the things you want to live in the way you choose to live. Choice is the key word here. Choose to live. You choose the way you live. Oh, well, I don't. You know, my income is, you choose that. Maybe it wasn't a conscious choice, but it was a choice. So why is a rich life our birthright? You know, when I say that, some people get provoked. Well, yeah, what do you mean? There are some people that have a bad life. True, but that doesn't mean their potential for a rich life isn't there. So let's separate truth and fact. The truth is that things might not be very great for a lot of people, but the truth is they have infinite potential from within to create whatever it is that they want in their life. So I'm very direct, if you haven't figured that out already. I don't beat around the bush. I don't try to be your best friend. I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm here to help you get the results you want. And sometimes I'll say things that you don't agree with. Sometimes I'll say things that trigger you and provoke you. And most of the time, though, people come back and they thank me after they sort of got through that emotional process, because it is. Personal growth is simple. It's not easy. There's an old programming that does not want you to grow. So a rich life is your birthright. All object of life, wherever you look, is development. Look to nature. You don't have to look very far. Everything that lives has an inalienable right to all the development possible. Everything that lives has a right to develop. Everything alive has a right to express itself in a fuller and greater way. And you also have the right to development, to continuous unfoldment. That's your right. Nobody can take that away from you. And nobody has more potential than anybody else. We all are born with the same. Some just know how to bring it out of themselves and some just don't. This week, we will bring that potential out into the world. So let's look at this. Let's really dig in. Okay, there's three kinds of people in the world, generally speaking. There's the A group of people. I hope you can see this. There's the A group. They always grow. They always invest in themselves, and they always create better results. They're growing. They continuously create better results. Then you have the B group of people. The B group of people are people who fall prey to the idea that everything just stays the way it is. If everything just stays the way it is, it's going to be all right. Those people end up losing. Nothing stays the way it is. This is an illusion. We either grow or we disintegrate. And that's the C group of people. The C group of people are always struggling to keep their head above water. They blame conditions and circumstances. It's everything outside of themselves. It's their past, it's their finances, it's their job, it's their employer, it's the economy, it's the thing that starts with a C and ends with a D. All sorts of reasons as to why they can't grow. And those people are moving in the wrong direction. What does it take to become part of the A group? A decision. That's it. A decision to grow and to stay dialed in to material that ultimately will help change your life. So what we have to realize is that if you don't grow, you start to disintegrate. If you don't grow, the curve starts to flatten and you go the other way. So a rich life is your birthright. It is the essence of who you are, looking to express itself in a fuller and greater way here on the physical plane. And that is the group we definitely would want to live in. And what we have to realize too is if you don't grow, again, you die, but not physically maybe, but definitely spiritually. And that leads to, over a period of time, to compromise, to dis-ease in the body. The body just starts breaking down because you've been compromising your potential for all those years. You know, if we don't grow, you actually betray your potential. You betray the essence of who you are. That might sound harsh, but that's nonetheless my opinion. You know, I believe we betray ourselves by not growing every single day. So there's really 3 planes of existence that is seeking growth with and through us. We live on 3 planes of existence, right? So we have to realize this. We are a spiritual being. We don't have a soul. We are one. People say, he or she's very spiritual. That's ridiculous. Everybody is a spiritual being. Nobody's more spiritual than others. Some are just more tapped into that side of their personality than others, but that's the only differentiation. You're just as spiritual as they are. So we're a spiritual being. We live in a physical body. We're a spiritual being having a physical experience, right? We're not a physical being having a spiritual experience. Oh, I had a spiritual experience the other day. Oh, you're pure spirit, so of course you are. You probably had a more physical reaction to the spiritual experience. We're a spiritual being living in a physical body, and then we're gifted with a mind that can think. And it's the mind we are learning to think with. It's the mind that is a tool that we can control and govern. And that is what we say is real magic. Real magic is the manipulation of energy that takes place between spirit and form with and through us. All right, so let's dig in here. Let's look at this from a different perspective. So everything is energy in this universe that you and I are part of. Everything is energy. That's the foundation of the world we live in. We call this creative energy that we're surrounded by pure spirit. You can call it God, the universe, but it's, you know, we just choose the term spirit. Spirit is omnipresent. Where do you go to originate thought? Where do thoughts come from? Well, no thing, right? Pure energy. It doesn't take more energy to think across the room as it does to think across the planet, to the other side of the planet. It takes the same energy. And where is that energy? It's omnipresent. Where are all the great ideas for all the great unfoldment and, you know, evolvement that we see in the physical plane? Where are all those ideas? Pure spirit. Pure spirit. And down here, we have the physical. We're also part of the physical, no doubt about it. You and I are part of that. We live in a physical body too. We're gifted with 5 senses, and we operate and we correspond to with the material world through those senses. But what sits right in the middle? We talked about that. That is the intellect, the mind. And we're going to go deep into this on Wednesday, especially tomorrow. We're going to get very clear on what it is that we want, set some financial goals that you have a bigger chance of actually achieving. And there's a science to it, and I'll share that with you tomorrow. You'll receive that entire template. We've developed a goal achievement, financial goal achievement template for you that you will get tomorrow. But for now, let's come back to this. There's a creative energy that is seeking expression. It has no form as it flows in to the mind, and the mind sits right here, and the mind can think. Now, again, we're going to go deep into this on Wednesday, but this is an overview. All right? So what we're really doing here is we learn to pray in the right way. People associate prayer with religion and church, right? That's not constructive in many cases. Prayer is just that movement that takes place between spirit and form with and through us. We just become the physical instrument. Prayer is not something that you express on a Sunday in a church necessarily. We pray every day by the way of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. But what are we praying for? Most people pray for what they don't want. They ask for what they don't want. Why would they do that? Because they don't know. They just don't know. And of course, it's the ideas that we hold in our mind that will eventually express themselves in the physical in the form of results. And these are the results we're looking to create this week. Results, especially as it relates to more finances, freedom, better results, greater results, and you can do that. So if you right now look in your life, if you look at your results, they're not bad or good, they're just results. Results are neutral. Results just are. They might be not as great as you want them to be, and that's constructive, that's good, but they just are. We don't judge results, we just look at them as a neutral energy. But if you do look at your results and you are dissatisfied, that's a good thing. Why? That creative energy that is urging expression within through you is always for growth. So naturally you would want more. Naturally. Dissatisfaction is a creative state. It's a good thing to be dissatisfied. We should be grateful for what we have, never satisfied. The moment we say I'm satisfied with everything the way it is, we become the B person, and then we become the C person over a period of time. Everything starts to disintegrate. It's not healthy. No, dissatisfaction is a very creative state. I always want more. I want to be more. I want to have more so that I can donate and give more. We support a charity in Las Vegas, 3 Square Food Bank. We've helped with thousands of meals, hundreds of thousands of meals to families and children in need. That makes me feel wonderful. Our company has never done better. Our team has never done better. We're always growing because we want to help more, right? Same way with you. You should always have focus on wanting more so that you can be more in the world. People say, oh, it's selfish to want more. It is a ridiculous statement. It's selfish not to set financial goals. It's selfish not to bring more of you to the surface. It's not a heroic thing to betray your own potential. It really isn't. It's not heroic at all. And a lot of people try and make agreement with me about why that's okay. They will send me personal notes after these trainings and say, well, you know, my odds of success are less because I will never make agreement with why you can't do stuff. Never. But I will always advocate for your potential. I'm always coming from the infinite potential that you hold. I'm always coming from how do we bring that to the surface and how can we do it in a bigger and greater way. So as we're talking about creating more, we're talking about success. And what is success? The ignorant people of the world associate success with a lot of people. A lot of people. Sometimes a lot of people is necessary, but they associate success with a lot of money. But money doesn't necessarily have to do with success unless freedom is part of your equation. And I'm pretty sure it is. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't have chosen this training. I'm sure you want more. And I'm very certain you want more income as well. Success is just that we move towards that objective progressively. It's the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That's success. So somebody who's waking up every day and pursuing something that they consider worthy of them is a successful person. Success can be measured in health, in great relationships, in parenthood, in grades in school, in finances. You can measure success in many areas. But this week, we're talking about success as it relates to your finances, to your financial state of affairs. Because either you're successful there or you're not. Either you are continuously creating greater income or you're not. And if you're not, you're unsuccessful as it relates to that part of your life. You might be successful in your health. You might be successful in your relationship. But let's make sure that we stay successful when it comes to our income. So what is the thing we call money? What is it really? It is an energy. That's all it is. It's a neutral energy, and it's something we receive for valuable service rendered. Now, I want you to understand something basic about this. You don't manifest money. You manifest the opportunity that will earn you the money. Money is not money. Very seldomly do one sit on the couch and use the right affirmation and all of a sudden $1 million plunges into their account. Very seldom does that happen. Your odds for success are better when you integrate the idea, totally integrate the idea that money is earned. And there's a primary law of the universe called cause and effect. If you can read my handwriting here, I'll be very impressed. So we have the main cause here, and we have the effect here. An equal and opposite amount of reaction. Action causes an equal and opposite amount of reaction. That's a primary law of the universe. Now we say we want more money. Money is an effect. Like good health is an effect. It's an expressed effect of a main cause. So what do you think the main cause of money is? We say we want more money. That is an effect. You cannot chase that directly. Most people say, I want more money, I want to. They're fooling themselves. They can't, you can't do that. You can't chase money directly. Money is an effect. All you have to do is work with the main cause. And what do you think the main cause is? Let me know in the chat. What do you think the main cause is? Mette says, lovely to watch a person who actually walks this talk. Very nice, clear energy. Thank you, Mette. I appreciate that. But listen, I'm just a regular guy that lost everything, won everything back and then some. And yes, do I own a multi-million-dollar company? I do. I have great success on all levels of life, but that wasn't an accident. I started with nothing. I started with a deck of cards in a new country, everything gone. That's why I'm so passionate about this, because I know if I can do it, anyone can do it. Anyone. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. I don't care what's happened in the past. That has nothing to do with where you're going. So we say we want more money. Yes, we do. How do we get that? Well, we start working with the main cause. We just focus on this. This will take care of itself. What is the main cause? That is service. Service, service, and service. You can never give too much. Service is the main cause. And of course, mindset too. We'll get into that on Wednesday. There's a lot of beliefs you and I have to work with as it relates to money, because most of us, pardon my language, are screwed up when it comes to belief systems around money. I inherited the belief that if you have more money, you're probably a bad person. I didn't want to be a bad person, so I put myself in debt. You know, that wasn't my reality. Service, that is all you have to focus on, because between these two is where results happen. Cause and effect. That's where results happen. So you don't get more money, you earn more money. Most people, they unfortunately love money and they use people. They have the equation in reverse. What we need to learn is how to love people and use money. Money is a servant, it's a tool, that's all it is. I love people. I love working with people. I love serving people. I love giving. I'm a very giving person, sometimes too much. Our controller Crystal is like, I think we're gonna scale a little back here. I just can't help it. I love giving. It feels better giving than it does earning, to be honest with you. But we should love people and we should use money. Money is a tool. It's a great servant. It makes it for a terrible master. Most people use money as their master, and of course they lose. We see it all the time. But to say that money isn't important, it is ignorant. It is just an ignorant statement. It is very important. Last time I went to the grocery store, I still couldn't swipe good intentions through the credit card machine. I really couldn't. So let's realize this. Money is meant for two things. Write this down. Two things. It makes your life more comfortable, yes, and it enables you to render more service way beyond your own personal reach. We do that today. We render service all around the world through our Mind Magic Live events, our actual live seminars, Real Magic Live. We're coming to Europe with that this summer, or this fall, next month actually. We're rendering a lot of great service, but we couldn't do that if we didn't focus on growth all the time. So money's meant for two things. It makes your life more comfortable. It enables you to render service way beyond your own personal reach. This is not money. This is the paper that money's printed on. But follow the law of creating more, and you'll see how it appears. Not by accident, by following proven principles. Now, I'm going to probably provoke you here. Let's suppose I took this money, we call it money. It's not money, it's just paper. It's the idea of money is printed on the paper. Money is just an energy, remember that. This is not money, this is paper. But the idea of value is printed on here. Let's suppose I took this money and you met me for the first time. We've never talked, you and I. And all of a sudden you just met me and I took these up and I did this. I just love you so much. You probably would be disgusted, wouldn't you? I know I would, had it been just a few short years ago. Let's realize this. Money, it is an energy. We know that. It doesn't go where it's not talked good about, and it doesn't stay where it's not welcomed. Let's realize that. So if you have a tendency to look down on people, to frown on people because they express to the world that they earn more, what you're really doing is choking the inflow in your own life. That would be a pretty stupid thing to do, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Ding, 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 ding. We're all guilty of it. I was For years, I would see somebody who obviously had earned a lot, had provided a lot of service. That's one way to look at it, but I didn't look at it that way. Oh, that person had more. He was probably a bad person. She was probably a bad person. So I would look down on them. Or they think they are somebody, think they are more. And yet I wanted more. And subjectively, I was condemning and criticizing them. What did I do? I made sure that money stayed away from me. Why would we do that? Because we're ignorant. We are in many, many cases, and we let the old programming about money run our life. So let's start realizing that you are already rich. You are, as a person, you're a spiritual being, you're already rich. Most people, like my great friend and mentor, Bob Proctor, would say, most people are just a little short of cash, right? We're already rich. Most people are just a little short of cash. So that is where a rich life begins. It's with you. One thing I think is really important to underscore here. Do you get more? No, you don't. You don't get more money. You don't get more wealth. You don't get more health. What you do is release more of it. I should say release. But you can see that. My beautiful handwriting, release. You don't get more money. You release more abundance in your life. You release that flow of infinite potential and abundance, which is already within you, to the world without you, to the world outside. You release more. You don't get more health. You release more health. You release health to flow to and through you, and you release abundance in your life. That is what all of this is based upon. You don't get it. You release it. How do we do that? Become more of what we already are. And we'll get to how we do that. A lot of beliefs we need to get through and work with as it relates to this. You don't get more, you release more, you allow more in your life, all right? We have a lot of great material coming your way. Our team have been working overdrive all of this week, late last night, to get these things in place for you. Today, actually, let's start talking about tomorrow. Tomorrow, you will learn more about that financial freedom, how to set those goals, how to create financial liberty. If that's a high priority for you, and I assume it is, because otherwise you probably wouldn't be here. There's a template we're going to serve you with. You'll hear from Bob tomorrow. You'll meet our coach team tomorrow. A lot of good things happening. And on Wednesday, we're going to help you train your mind with overriding limiting beliefs, especially as it relates to money, in favor of beliefs that will serve you. Thursday, you'll learn why it's easier to win in life and how to continuously move forward into growth. Friday, you will learn about leadership, how to lead yourself and how to lead others, and how to help make them act on what they think is best. So if you're leading other people, as a parent, a team, whatever it is, you will learn the basics that will help you on all levels. So you have assignment every single day. You will have assignments, you will have tools, things that you implement. Lorna says, Anders, I've only just found you. I'm glad I have this. It's all amazing. Lorna, welcome to our family. You'll be so grateful that you're here. We have an amazing community. We really do. The Real Magic community here that you're part of now is the best community in personal growth, bar none, hands down. There's a very supportive, loving environment. Make sure you enable your notifications for this group so you get notified tomorrow when we go live. A lot of people, I think, were not notified, unfortunately, because we have close to 4,000 sign up for this challenge. So make sure that you enable your notifications every time we go live. 3 things, 3 homework assignments that you have. Somebody said, I don't have a problem about money. I have a problem how to successfully create it. Well, you don't create it, you earn it. It's not a money problem, it's a mindset problem, my dear. You don't create money. Money's earned by providing valuable service. And it's not a money problem, it's a mindset problem. So if the money aren't there on the physical plane, there's only one person you have to talk to. That's yourself. You'll have to talk to me too, because I can teach you what you need to do with yourself when it comes to that. But, hopefully you'll glean a lot out of this. Look at this. Money is not, you don't get it. You earn it by causing more valuable service. So whether you have a job, whether you are self-employed, doesn't matter. The amount of money you earn will always be in relation to three things. All right, let's make sure we get this down. Three things. One, the need for what you do. Is there a need for what you do? I'm sure there is. Two, your ability to fill the need. And three, the difficulty of replacement. How difficult are you to replace? All you have to focus on is this, your ability to do what you do. The stock goes up, you'll be very hard to replace. You'll start earning more, but money isn't created, it is earned by providing valuable service. You will get 3 homework assignments today. There's a lot of good stuff coming your way. We're starting out softly to sort of just open your mind in terms of what money is and what it isn't. It is a great servant. It is a terrible master. It is the effect of an unseen cause, not unseen, actually, it's seen to the whole world. The people that earn a lot, they provide a lot of service. They're always focused on service. Tomorrow, Inge says, I have listened to many people about manifesting, but this is the best place I have to come to. Love it, Inge. Well, you know, this is the best material in the world. We get right down to basics. We get right down to how to alter the cause, the main cause of your results. That's what we're focused on, is helping you do more, be more, have more in your life. 3 things, all right? We've created something brand new. It's just brand off the press, hot off the press, I should say, and you'll love it. There's 3 homework assignments. 1, we've created for you an abundance meditation. Abundance meditation. That is the first one you start using today. On email, you receive a link to the replay here. On that email, you receive a link to the replay page. That's where you go and find all these tools, all these things that we introduce you to. So get into the habit now of checking that replay page every day as we're done. 1, an abundance meditation. 2, I'm going to ask you to read a text called The Spirit of Opulence. Spirit of Opulence. It's all around circulation and how to bring that concept into your life. This is so good. It's written by Thomas Soward many years ago. And if this is the first time you are reading this text, it won't make sense to you. It really won't. But I guarantee you, as you keep reading it and keep reading it, it will make more and more sense to you. You'll integrate the idea more and more, and you will start to see that expressed on a physical plane. And the third thing I'm going to ask you to do is tag your coach. We have Pascal and we have Christina, and we have our coaching team member, Dennis. All 3 of them are part of this. They're here to serve you. Tag your coach. You already know now who your coach is, whether it's Christina or Pascal. Tag them in this video, in these comments, and share with them what your main takeaway is from today. For anyone that tags their coach will enter into that drawing of 5 Your Magic Minute programs. By tagging your coach every day, with your insight, your takeaway, it has enormous value. As you keep writing things down on paper, you keep internalizing things. Thinking leads to a more serious form of thought. Thinking on a conscious level stirs the emotions on a subjective level that cause the actions on a physical level. In other words, it is very transformative to write things down. And it doesn't, well, that's old school. I don't care what label we put on it. I write in hand every day. Every day. So as you're writing things down here, make sure you retain as much as you can. You tag your coach by using this sign here, and then either Christina or Pascal. They're here to serve you, and you'll hear from them tomorrow as well. All right? And let's make sure, okay, let's make sure you tag the right people. So Christina's name is Christina HR. Christina Larsen, W. Larsen, and Pascal is Pascal Jacobson. All right, and Dennis is Dennis Christensen. All right, those are your 3 superstars. They're here to serve you. Tag them and share with them what your takeaways are for today's lesson. Share your insights, tag your coach, and you will also get an email from our team with a link to the replay and all these great tools. Remember, 1, an abundance meditation that you start using, and yes, it's in Danish, and yes, it's in English. We recorded both versions. So if you have registered for the Danish version of this, you'll receive the Danish abundance meditation. If you registered for the English version of this, you'll receive the English abundance meditation. Same goes with the text, The Spirit of Opulence. Read that text. Make a committed decision. You're going to read it 3 times between today and tomorrow. Let me know in the chat if you can commit to that. Let me know in the chat if you can commit to reading this text 3 times between today and tomorrow. And it says, I don't have a coach, but register today. Great, and you will hear from them. Just keep an eye on your email. If your email goes to the spam folder, make sure you move it over to your inbox. All right, great. So those are the 3 assignments. Also make sure that you post your questions, any thoughts that you have between today and tomorrow, post them on this video, in these comments, because we're monitoring these comments all throughout the week. And on Saturday and Sunday, we do 2 days of Q&A. Rege, who is she leads our support team, and she leads our events. Her and I will facilitate a Q&A. In fact, she'll facilitate it. I'll just do whatever she tells me in answering those questions on Saturday and Sunday. So keep posting your questions here, because she's going to scroll through all the comments and take those questions that needs a great answer on Saturday and Sunday. All right. So let me know that you commit to using the meditation, reading The Spirit of Opulence, and tagging your coach. Just write yes in the chat. Let me know that you're committed to do it. Sandy says, I'll read it 3 times. Love it, Sandy. And Marie says, I commit to read. So great. Really, really good. And I post my takeaways, says Kirsten. A lot of yeses there too. Wonderful, guys. Really love seeing that. A lot of commitments. Remember, the more you enter your commitments in the chat, the more you mentally actually commit to the process. So it has tremendous value. Love it. So, so good. Is that a new meditation? Yes, it is, Radina. It's an abundance meditation that is brand new, that I just recorded because I felt it was time. It's about how to release more abundance from within that you already have, how to release it to the world. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up, and we'll see each other tomorrow, same time, where we're going to dig into the science of setting and achieving those financial goals that you so richly deserve. And you will have a goal achieving template to follow tomorrow. Plus, you'll receive a real magic check. That's right. Our team has been very creative with this. I love what they came up with, and we're going to really surprise you with a lot of good stuff coming up this week. Wednesday, we're going to train the mind, change belief systems. Thursday, realize why it's easier to win in life and how you can win, how you can get better at winning. Friday, how to lead yourself and others to a richer existence. What a beautiful concept. Saturday, Sunday, packed with Q&A, great questions answered. Let me know that you are committed to this, and let me know that you're here live with us tomorrow. Great. It's not who you are that holds you back from anything you want in life. There is perfection within you. What is holding most people back are all those illusions of who they think they're not. It's not who they are, it's who they think they're not. Keep studying, keep applying, and we'll see you tomorrow in our 5-day training here, 5 days to a richer life. This is Anders Hansen. Bye for now. I really hope that you took a lot of valuable insight away from this video today. And to make sure you stay updated in terms of everything Real Magic World, including programs and live events, make sure that you enable your notifications, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel so that you will be the first to know.